Readers, have you ever read an awesome book or seen a really great movie and wanted to tell your friends about it? Well, in order to tell your friends about the book, you need to be able to summarize. Summarizing is when you tell your friends about the main idea and key details of the plot. Today, we will be learning how to summarize a text using main idea and key details. Whenever you want to summarize a text, you have to read through the text first. You may want to break up your reading by pages or by stanzas. Today, I'm going to be reading The Landlady, a short story by Roald Dahl. Whoa, this is a big chunk of text. Why don't we take a minute to pause the video and read through the text once? This is the beginning of the story, the first 3 paragraphs. After you skim through the text once, you should go back and read each section more carefully. That means that we're going to take this huge chunk of writing and break it up into smaller pieces, like this. While you're reading through the text more carefully, you should have a notebook or some scrap paper next to you so that you can take notes about what you read. It's important to take notes because there are some important details that happen in Chapter 1 that we may not be able to remember by the time we get to Chapter 9, which is about 1,000,000 details later. But if you have your notes, you'll be able to write a summary super quickly because you'll have all the details you need right there. Your notes should answer 5 main questions: what, who, where, when, and why. These questions will help you figure out important details like the main characters, the setting, and why the action is happening. But perhaps the most important of these questions is what? What is the action happening? What is the main idea? Answering these questions is important to help you understand what's happening and to help you write your summary. I'm going to try to answer these questions so that I can summarize The Landlady. Okay, so here's my first chunk of the passage. It reads, Billy Weaver had traveled down from London on the slow afternoon train with a change at Reading on the way, and by the time he got to Bath, it was about 9 o'clock in the evening. Alright, I can tell from this passage that Billy Weaver is the main character, and it seems like he took a very long train ride from London to Bath. I think those are the most important details from this part of the passage. They also answer 2 important questions for me: who and where. This is my next chunk of text. It reads, and the moon was coming up out of a clear, starry sky over the houses opposite the station entrance. But the air was deadly cold, and the wind was like a flat blade of ice on his cheeks. Wow, the narrator calls the cold deadly and compares it to a knife. It must be very cold. And I can tell that it's night because here the narrator describes the moon. And the last chunk told us that it was 9 in the evening. So I'm going to write, it is a very cold night. Okay, here's the last chunk of our section. It reads, excuse me, he said, but is there a fairly cheap hotel not too far away from here? Try the Bell and Dragon, the porter answered, pointing down the road. They might take you in. It's about a quarter mile along the other side. I can tell from this passage that Billy is looking for somewhere to stay because he asks someone directly. After that, a stranger recommends a local inn called the Bell and Dragon. Okay, so here are my notes so far. It says, Billy Weaver is the main character. He took a very long train ride from London to Bath. It is a very cold night. Billy is looking for somewhere to stay. A stranger recommends a local inn. Alright, this looks good. I can tell what's happening so far just by reading this post-it note. We can use these notes to figure out the main idea and key details. I'm pretty sure that the main idea is how Billy just arrived in Bath. The key details seem to be that it is a cold night and Billy is looking for somewhere to stay. Wow, I can't wait to see where it goes from here. Awesome! Great job, readers! I know this may seem like a lot of work now, but it will help you become a really strong reader. So good luck and have fun summarizing in your quest.
Created using Powtoon.